How's everyone doing today? Alison, thanks for joining me on stage.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Great. So, Alison, you've been the CMO of Heineken USA since January 2025.
Yep.
But this isn't your first stint at Heineken. Previously, you were there and you oversaw the overhaul of the Dos Equis brand with
Yes.
the most interesting man in the world.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and where that character lies today?
Yes, I don't know. Dos Equis is a Mexican brand, Mexican import brand in the US, known for its very iconic, the most interesting man in the world campaign, which we retired in 2016. And when I came back last year, I decided that after a 10-year hiatus, it was time to bring back the iconic campaign. It had actually lived on. It was almost created pre-digital. But it had lived on in memes. I don't know if people have seen, I don't always, but when I do, is one of the most memed things that happened, and it lived on beyond the brand. And we decided at the time that it was right to bring him back. The original actor, I met him in a pub, see if he was okay, because he'd been 10 years out of we resurrected the campaign. We've actually been nominated for a few awards here, so we're hoping that we win, but it's just coming back to what the brand was really known for, which is how it becomes the most interesting beer brand in the world. Yeah,
That's fantastic. He's one of my favorite characters, and I actually met him in the bathroom of the Beverly Wilshire, so it's great that he's coming back.
Yeah.
So let's talk about fandom. How do you define fandom, and how do you see the role of sponsorship evolving as fandom becomes an always-on experience beyond just the event itself?
Yeah, so at Heineken, in particular on the Heineken brand, we have this sort of proposition that fans actually have more friends. You can arrive somewhere. I use my husband as an example. He's a massive Arsenal fan, and Arsenal won the English Premier League. They were in the Champions League. He decided to get on a plane, go to Budapest by himself to turn up at the Champions League. It didn't matter that he didn't know anyone. He had a world of Arsenal fans. He got off the plane, went to an Arsenal pub, partied all night, turned around 24 hours, came back. Fans have more friends. If you're a fan of the Knicks, you have friends everywhere in New York City. So the idea that fandom creates friendship, gets people together is very much at the heart of the Heineken brand. Obviously, we're a beer, we're about social connection. Even Freddie Heineken, he said, I don't sell beer, I sell good times. And that's really at the heart of what we're about. So bringing people together over fandom is like central to all our sponsorships. Yeah.
I love that. I don't sell beer, I sell good times.
Yes, yeah.
So as digital elements become a bigger part of live experiences, what principles guide your approach to ensuring that tech enhances that experience?
I think tech's got to be integrated into consumers' experience. We talk about sort of our sponsorship platforms, like we sponsor Formula One, we sponsor the US Open, we sponsor the Champions League, and we sponsor Coachella. Actually, we're the only branded house at Coachella, Heineken House, where we orchestrate up-and-coming DJs at Coachella, and have done for 28 years. I think the most important thing is, how do we integrate tech into the experience to enhance the experience, like before, during, and after. And this year at Coachella, we launched what we called the Clinker. It was a device that you could slip over a can of beer, and it would sync with your Spotify list. And if you clinked your can with another friend, and they had done the same thing, it would determine your match based on your playlist. So think of it like a dating app for music playlists. So we issued thousands of them at Coachella. So everyone is clinking beers, seeing what their music match is, whether you're a 95% match, etc. And that was a way of sort of enhancing the whole experience in the moment. And I think that's what we try and do. We don't have tech dominate, but how does it enhance the overall experience for the fans of music, for the fans of Formula One, etc. Yeah.
That's an incredible, fun activation.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking to scale that beyond just Coachella?
Yeah, look, it's making its way. I mean, we trialed at Coachella. I have to say, often it's very difficult to try new tech at one of the world's biggest music festivals. Anyone who's been to Coachella or been to a music festival understands how bad Wi-Fi can be. So we sort of worked out all the bugs for our global team. And yeah, it's scaling. We sponsor Rock in Rio, some of the world's biggest electric picnic. We sponsor Tecate Pal Norte, which is the Coachella of Mexico. So this technology is rolling all around the world where we sponsor music and yeah, bringing fans together everywhere.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What have you learned from Coachella? Are there things you're going to change about it, or is it going to stay the same?
I think it's about making, you know, working with tech can be quite complex, right? And so ensuring, you know, everything's tested and worked through beforehand, but you want to make it as easy as possible for the consumer. You know, QR code, zap, done. That's about as complex as people want. So we were just spent time ironing out all the bugs, and you know, now as it's rolling around the world, I think we've got it there. Yeah.
So we're coming off the heels of the Knicks' historic championship run, and we're in the midst of the World Cup, two major sporting events that bring people together in huge ways, and that's central to Heineken's brand, obviously.
Yes.
How do you guys approach leaning into events like this and moments like this?
Yeah, it's I mean, the World Cup obviously being in the US, which is where I cover US, Mexico, and Canada, is massive. It's the most watched sporting event in the world. I think as a branded player, the interesting thing for us is we are not the official sponsor of World Cup. So our competitor, ABI, is all over the place. So we had to sort of take a bit of a challenger approach. Like, how do we, support the fans? We can't, obviously, there's huge restrictions on where you can advertise, what you can do. So we did go grassroots, supporting the fans locally. We ran this initiative called Volunteer Time Off. In the US, you can get time off work to volunteer. And a lot of the games, obviously, in the US are during the day. So what we offered is you can volunteer to work at a local charity, and we will bring in a TV, opportunity to watch the game, and buy beers for you after you've done your volunteer, whether it's cleaning up a beach in Miami, working at a food bank in New York. So we've supported thousands and thousands of volunteers who also get to watch the game and have a beer afterwards. So that's how we've, sort of leaned into the whole event. We also, I don't know if anyone was aware of what was going on in Boston with the Tartan Army that took over Boston. They drank Boston dry of beer, which you can imagine is a massive exercise because Boston drinks a lot of beer. So we, in an emergency from New York, moved thousands and thousands and thousands of bottles of Heineken up to the Tartan Army and saved the day. So it's those sort of things, really responsive, moving from beer from New York to Boston so that the Scots could keep drinking. That's the sort of thing we do to amplify, yeah.
That is fantastic, because I heard the story about the Scots drinking Boston Dry, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, but we came to the rescue. Yeah.
Keep the good times rolling.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So as you walk the Palais and have your meetings with partners and platforms this week, what technologies are you most excited about that will bring fans together?
As I said, I think the technology, I think we do, leaning into gaming, for example, is quite important too for us. Like Formula One, which we sponsor worldwide. We have an activation called Player 00, where you get to Max Verstappen, who is the Dutch Formula One racer, who we also sponsor. He is an avid gamer, and we created a Formula One driving game with him. So our fans can do Player 00. It's named after our non-alc beer, and win the chance to compete with him in real life gaming. So we actually got over I think, 10 country winners to fly into Amsterdam and compete against Max in real life. So it's that sort of hybrid, right? How do you take tech, gaming into real life? So some Formula One fans got to race Max in the Netherlands, and that sort of amplified the whole scene. So yeah, we touch technology in different ways, you know, and really it's just about enhancing the consumer experience, you know.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So now for the rapid fire section.
Yeah.
What's the fastest way to turn someone into a fan today?
What's the fastest way to turn someone into a fan? Probably over a beer. I would say knowing who they support, you know, like as I mentioned, if you're an Arsenal fan, you'll find an Arsenal fan. So it's like finding your passion point and then, you know, going for it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Great. What's a fandom that you're personally a part of?
I am a fan of Pilates. There's a lot of memes about women who do Pilates, reformer Pilates, but I've actually done it for 10 years. And so I'm a cult Pilates fan. There we go.
All right. And what's a connection you've made at a live event that has stuck with you?
Sorry, what was that?
What's a connection you've made at a live event that's stuck with you?
A live event that stuck with me? Oh, there is nothing like watching football. I was at the Champions League final. Again, we're a family of Arsenal supporters. They lost, unfortunately, at PSG. There is nothing like football / soccer fans. And you've seen it for the World Cup. The atmosphere comes from the fans. It's not about the show or the cheerleaders. It's not about the event itself. It's the atmosphere comes from the fans. And it's nothing like watching a football match. Nothing like watching someone support their own country in the World Cup, whether it's Haiti or it's, you know, Brazil, right? I think that's very, very special. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've seen it with the Scots drinking Boston Dry and with the Vikings rowing up the escalator.
Exactly.
It seems to be an incredible experience.
Yes. Yeah.
What's one thing you hope people feel after experiencing a Heineken moment?
As I said, like, you know, we always say Freddie Heineken said we don't sell beer, we sell good times. And it's beyond the beer itself, it's the memories that are made. And that's the whole amplification of fandom. It's the stories you take home, the crazy things you did on the way to the game, after the game, all over a beer. And beer is the ultimate social connector. You know, our Heineken tagline is "We've been social networking since 1853." You know, that's it, right? So, yeah, that for me, it's making the experience just way beyond what you expected. Yeah.
What a fun brand it must be to work on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And finally, what does tech done right in live experiences look like to you and Heineken?
What is tech done right? I think it's enabled people to engage earlier in, like, when you were going to an event, for example, it would be that you just had your ticket and off you go. Now it's like you can download stats on, if you're watching sport, you can sort of, you know, in like for Coachella, you can adapt your playlist. So I think tech has enabled us to engage with fans earlier and for longer. So it's not just about the event itself. And I think that's great. Like, if you see fandom now, fandom goes way beyond the physical event. I mean, I just came from New York, where we live in New York, right? Where the Knicks won, right? There's people like posting about, you know, where you could get bootleg merchandise, the chats about, you know, where the greatest pizza was, where you could watch it. Like, that whole crazy New York fandom associated with the Knicks was escalated through technology way beyond the actual game itself. Yeah. So that's, for me, what technology has done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Alison, thanks you so much for your time. Thanks
thank
for
you.
teaching us about fandom, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.